I want to tell you a story about a little girl called Nancy. She lived with her mum and dad, but where they lived, it was a bit of a way out of town. So in the holidays, she rarely got to see her friends. Her dad understood this and suggested that she should get a pet to keep her company. Nancy was so excited. So that weekend, they went into town to the little pet shop. Not the big Pets R Us megastore, but a nice little shop where the owner knew all about all his animals. Well, Nancy spent ages wandering around, looking at the rabbits, the guinea pigs, the hamsters, the gerbils, the budgies, you name it, she looked at it. She was in the shop well over an hour, looking at all the different animals, trying to choose one. Got to be honest, Dad was getting rather fed up by now. I was telling her to hurry up and make her mind up. But it wasn't helping. You see, for Nancy, it didn't matter what the pet was. It just didn't seem special enough to her. The shopkeeper could see what was happening, that Nancy wanted something special, something a little bit different. So he said, I do have some extra special pets I keep in the back. If you're wanting something a bit different and unusual, something that nobody else is likely to have, I could show you one if you like, if you're interested. Well, this seemed to grab Nancy's attention. Yes, please, she squealed with excitement. So the shopkeeper disappeared into the back, returning after a few minutes with a small white box, about the size of a child's lunchbox. It didn't look that exciting, to be honest. But then he said, in this box is something incredibly rare. I have only ever seen one other like it. And that was 20 years ago when I first opened this shop. He carefully put the box on the counter. Nancy was starting to feel those butterflies of excitement in her stomach. I think Dad probably was a bit too as well. The shopkeeper slowly began to lift the lid off the box while explaining, here, in this box, is a talking centipede. She gazed in awe at the centipede as it sat on a dandelion leaf inside the box, beaming from, well, not, she was beaming from ear to ear. How much is it? Oh, wow, Dad, can I have it? Can I? By this time, they'd been in the shop for well over an hour, and Dad really wanted to go. So, even though Dad thought the shopkeeper was trying to trick them, he reluctantly agreed. He paid the shopkeeper for the centipede, and they went off home. Nancy, all excited with the new pet, looking forward to chatting while she drew pictures and made things in her bedroom. Well, a week passed, and nothing, not even a whisper from the centipede. Dad kept trying to tell Nancy that the shopkeeper had tricked them into buying an ordinary one that couldn't talk, but Nancy wouldn't hear it. Then, on the first Monday after the holidays, when she was going back to school, Nancy lifted the lid of the little white box and said to Brian, she called the centipede Brian, would you believe, would you like to come to school with me? Nothing. Nancy carried on getting ready, all the while chatting away, but nothing. Eventually, Dad came into the room, getting a bit cross. Will you get a move on? We're going to be late. Oh, Dad, will you ask Brian if he wants to come to school? Dad looked at Nancy, then looked at the little white box. You've got to be kidding. He took a breath, and then, for goodness sake, Brian, if you want to go to school with Nancy, you better say something, or you're going to stay here. Nancy started to get upset at her dad for shouting at Brian, the centipede, when suddenly, before the tears started, a small voice came from the box. All right. I heard you the first time. I'm just putting my shoes on. I am a centipede, you know. 100 pairs of shoes don't tie themselves, you know. Today, we tend to live in a world where people doubt things until they get to see them with their own eyes or hear them with their own ears, like Nancy's dad. In the video, the official did neither. When Jesus said his son would live, he believed him without question. He didn't need Jesus to be with his son to see him healed. He believed and trusted what Jesus said. We don't always need to see something to believe it's real. We can't see air, but it's real. I've never been to John O'Groats, or even seen a picture of it for that matter, but I believe that's real. Nancy hadn't heard Brian talk, but straight from the very start, when the shopkeeper told her he could talk, she believed and trusted in what he'd said. She had faith that it was real. In the video, that's what the official had. Faith in Jesus. He believed and trusted what he said.